Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome everybody, guys. Let's take a look again on the Bitcoin market as usual on Mondays. So first, I would like to start this update with the announcement that we have prepared the new fundamental, or better to say sentiment analysis of the Bitcoin market, and we put it in the blog on the forum. So for September, in two words speaking, this month was relatively quiet for the cryptocurrencies. We haven't got some breaking news on the market, and mostly the overall analysis tells that long-term sentiment stands valid. We could take a look at the statistics and some major news. We see interesting tendency currently on the Bitcoin market is that significant rising of the interest among large banks and even central banks to this topic. That makes us think that's not occasionally happens, especially in Switzerland. So as you know that Switzerland is the leader of the banking sector and the heart of the global banking. And if Switzerland banks, Switzerland insurance companies pay attention to the Bitcoin market, it happens not occasionally. They see the big perspective. And they try to take the leader position in the new vector of the development of the banking and insurance sector. That's really important. That's what we see currently on the headline news, on the major events that we put in our update, in our monthly report on the Bitcoin market. Second part of the report is dedicated usual to statistics. We've taken a look at the overall positions, trading volumes, what the changes currently is happening on the mining, on the hash rate, or other statistics on the Bitcoin market and in general. So if you'll take a look at this, you will see that fundamental valuation of the Bitcoin stands mostly the same. Market currently is flirting around the fair price of the coin, and in general overall background suggests that market stands in accumulation mode. So investors currently, with using the momentum of this downward action, accumulating the positions in the coins, preparing for the upward continuation. Mostly the technical picture that we have here tells the same. So if you're interested with that, you could, as usual, take a look at this blog. I will put the link in the today's video to this new update, new research. If you're interested with that, you could take a look at it. So on the technical side, as I said, picture mostly confirms this idea that market stands in the retracement, not in some new bearish trend. On the monthly chart, actually, it's not too much to talk about. Market shows this retracement back, and if you remember, as soon as it has started, we said that probably market is turning to second scenario of the upward continuation. That is a butterfly. Currently, the only question in long term where the C point will be formed, here, or maybe lower. But anyway, this pattern sometime will be formed and market will establish upward action. Initial our suggestion of this A, B, C, top, D action right to the 1450-15 area now stands under question, and we suggest that mostly the appearing of the butterfly looks more probable, especially on the fundamental background of the markets that we have currently. On the weekly chart, the core of this situation, trend stands bearish by the way, the core of this situation is the reversal wick that we have here, and the reversal wick suggests downward continuation. It should be more extended downside action as we think. There's no problems with, as you can see, hash rate, so it's rising gradually. Miners are relatively active. No miners capitulation. We see price action stands well at the level that's suitable as for traders, as for the miners. But potentially we see possibility of the downward action. As history of this year shows, I mean the situation that has happened in March, the Bitcoin for the markets is just a big source of the liquidity. The same as the stock market, because it was hurt in a row with the stock market when the pandemic starts to accelerate. Investors doesn't treat Bitcoin currently the safe haven as it compares to gold, for example. While it was rising, Bitcoin was dropping, and that was the result, and it has shown how investors treat it. With the current background, if you're just tracking the news that currently is going on the markets, you probably know that lack of liquidity measures, mixed Fed position, coming elections, rising cases of the virus spreading, all this stuff are pressing on the market. And you can see the collapse on demand for the United States dollar across the board. So Bitcoin behaves relatively better than other markets. You can see in the last week, we do not see really significant drops we see on the stock markets, for example. But sooner or later, it will get the same pressure, and that just supports our view that deeper action could happen. Still, from the technical point of view, if we'll take a look at the daily, you could keep an eye on the C point. C point will be the key to overall situation here. This is our reversal candle on the weekly chart, and if market somehow will just jump up above the C point, that could be the turning point on the market. And if this will happen, in this case, we probably will have to acknowledge that indeed we will not get as deep retracement as we're thinking right now, and market is ready to go higher. But for that purpose, market need to break back, return back above the 1120 area. In the current circumstances, we do not see yet signs for that, but the thing that we should keep an eye on. And if you have the bullish view, that's the situation that you need to track on the market. If everything will go as we suggest, in this case, market should continue downward action and reach the strong confidence support area around 90 even level, completing with this ABCD, and that will be another chance to go long for the bulls if we will not get early reversal. On the intraday charts, currently, that's the pattern that could be formed. Market could start downward action either from here, maybe it will climb slightly higher, so we will see. But as I said, that's the key point. If market will break it up, and situation will change. But until market stands below this top, it keeps bearish scenario. And that's the one of the patterns that could be formed that could lead market right to the 90 even. This is 1618 butterfly. 127 stands 9.4. That's intermediate target of this butterfly. On the hourly chart, yes, minor upward action has started. Last time when we talked on Thursday on the Bitcoin market was right here, and we said the divergence that we have here is not sufficient to take the long position. Well, market was able to reach the 618 resistance level, and here as you can see upward action stumbled, and now the market shows the reaction. Sell-off on Friday has followed the 618 level. So currently, guys, we do not see good setups for taking long positions. So mostly we're stand on the same point. You will have to wait either breakout of the 1120 or drop to the 90 even area to consider taking the long positions. For the bearish traders, you have the mirror situation. You could try and take the short positions on the pullback, something of that sort, but stops should be above this top, above the point, above the butterfly top right here, which is the same to the C point here on the daily chart. So calculate your risk, whether you will ready to accept this or not, and plan your trade accordingly. That's our current view on the Bitcoin market.